Colombia's real estate industry does not want you to see this video because the 10 towns I'm about to show you make every overpriced high-rise in El Poblado look like a financial mistake. You've seen the Medellin videos. Every retiree abroad channel on this platform has covered the same 6 blocks of that city so many times that longtime expats now call it Gringolandia. And it's starting to feel more like Austin with better weather than the hidden gem it once was. This is the version nobody talks about. Towns where a house costs less than a used truck back home, where your neighbors actually know your name, and where you're not paying premium prices just to live near a scene you'll outgrow in 6 months anyway. I spent weeks tracing the parts of Colombia that never make it onto the retire abroad thumbnails, the coffee hills, the colonial back roads, the mountain towns most Americans couldn't find on a map. Along the way, I found a city with a cable car and manhole covers turned into folk art, a town that crowns an actual coffee queen every year, a colonial square built around the fossil of a 120-million-year-old sea monster, and a city of parks with more green space per person than almost anywhere in South America. If you're on a fixed income and tired of watching your Social Security check get swallowed by rent, stick around, because with the dollar running strong against the peso right now, these towns stretch further than they have in years. Hit subscribe, because we're counting down the 10 Colombia towns the retirement industry hopes you never discover. Before we get into the countdown, let's talk numbers, because they matter more than the scenery. Colombia's 2026 minimum wage sits at about 1.75 million pesos a month, and the country's pensionado visa, the M11, requires proof of a lifetime pension worth at least 3 times that, which works out to roughly $1,380 to $1,410 a month in guaranteed pension income. There's no age minimum, and the visa runs 3 years at a time. If you don't have a qualifying pension, there's also a rentista visa for other income sources, but it requires proving roughly 10 times minimum wage, close to $3,900 a month, a much higher bar. Here's the part almost nobody mentions. Pensionado visa holders have actually been excluded from Colombia's public health system since October of 2022, so budget for private insurance instead, typically $90 to $200 a month through providers like Sura or Colsanitas. And Medicare will not follow you here at all. It stops the moment you leave U.S. soil, except for a few narrow border and cruise ship exceptions. You'll also still need to file U.S. taxes every year, no matter where you live, and there's no tax treaty and no Social Security totalization agreement between the U.S. and Colombia, so keep good records. As for the exchange rate, the peso has been trading around 3,250 to 3,260 pesos to the dollar this month, after briefly spiking even stronger in June, which means your dollars are buying more Colombian peso than they have in years. Put it all together, and that $800 to $1,500 comfortable retirement number you've heard thrown around isn't marketing. It's roughly what people are actually reporting on the ground in these coffee region towns, though $800 alone won't clear the pensionado visa floor, so plan your paperwork accordingly. Number 10. Pereira. When I first drove into Pereira, down out of the coffee hills into a real working city of nearly 500,000 people, it didn't feel like a retirement postcard. It felt like an actual place people live. Pereira sits in Risaralda at about 1,400 meters, which keeps the weather locked in the low to high 70s almost every day of the year. And it has its own airport, Maracana, so you're not enduring a 4-hour bus ride every time family flies in. Retirees here report living comfortably on somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500 a month, and apartments run around $1,100 to $1,400 per square meter, meaning a modest 2-bedroom can land you well under 6 figures. For healthcare, Hospital Universitario San Jorge anchors the city, backed up by Clínica Cum Familiar. The expat community here is still small, more pioneers than crowds, which means you'll actually integrate instead of ending up in an American bubble. The hook that put Pereira on my radar, it's the gateway to the Valle de Cocora, home of the tallest wax palms on earth. And every January, the town throws the Yipao Festival, a parade where old Jeeps get piled absurdly high with coffee, furniture, even entire kitchens. It's not glamorous, but it's real, it's walkable, and it's cheap. Number 9. Manizales. Climb another 700 meters up into Caldas, and you hit Manizales, the coolest and highest of the coffee region cities at just over 2,100 meters. Don't believe every eternal spring brochure here. Manizales runs cooler and wetter than its neighbors, with more cloud cover than sunshine some months. What you get instead is a university city of roughly 450,000 people that the United Nations has recognized for quality of life, plus a monthly budget in that same $1,200 to $1,500 range, with real estate running around $1,500 per square meter. Healthcare is a genuine strength. Hospital de Caldas has been ranked among the top 50 hospitals in Latin America. Manizales is also genuinely hilly, built across ridges and slopes, so if steep streets are a mobility concern for you, this one deserves an in-person visit before you commit. One catch, there's no full international airport in town yet, just the smaller La Nubia Field, though a larger airport is under construction. The quirky stuff is what sold me. A cable car that doubles as actual public transit, manhole covers around the historic center, hand-painted into folk art, and every January, the city crowns an actual coffee queen in a pageant that's part beauty contest, part harvest festival. Number 8. Armenia. Drop back down to 1,483 meters and you land in Armenia, capital of Quindio, and the cheapest of the coffee cities I'm covering tonight. Just over 310,000 people call it home, and it has a real international airport, El Eden, only about 10 kilometers out. Retirees here report getting by on as little as $580 to $1,100 a month, comfortably inside that $800 to $1,500 window that makes this whole region worth a serious look. Here's the honest caveat. Armenia earned the nickname the Miracle City because it was nearly leveled by an earthquake in 1999 and rebuilt from the ground up. That rebuild is why the infrastructure and housing stock feel newer than in older colonial towns, but it is also a reminder you are in seismically active country. On healthcare, the metro area has multiple general hospitals, with specialist care in Pereira under an hour away. What Armenia lacks in old world charm, it makes up for in practicality, flat streets, real infrastructure, and prices that make a social security check go further than almost anywhere else on this list. If you are enjoying this countdown and you have not subscribed yet, now would be a great time. The next entries only get wilder from here. Number 7. Bucaramanga. This one surprised me. It's the 7th largest city in Colombia, over 600,000 people, sitting at just 950 meters, which gives it a genuine, eternal spring climate, without the altitude headaches of the coffee towns further south. It has its own airport, Palo Negro, about 26 kilometers out, and a healthcare system that punches above its weight. Foscal, the city's flagship hospital, runs a cardiovascular institute with international accreditation. Monthly budgets here run from about $900 to $1,600, and real estate averages around $1,332 per square meter. Locals call it the City of Parks. It has more than 160 of them, and it's become one of the best paragliding destinations in South America. The honest trade-off: this is still a pioneer's town for American expats. English is not widely spoken, and you won't find the social infrastructure of a bigger expat hub. If you're willing to build a local life instead of an imported one, Bucaramanga offers serious healthcare, serious affordability, and almost none of the tourist markup. Number 6. Salento. Salento is the town every Instagram photo of Colombia's coffee region is secretly of, and normally that fame would disqualify a town from this list, except Salento is almost absurdly cheap to actually live in. With fewer than 10,000 residents, it's the smallest town here, and reported monthly costs run as low as $655 to $677, among the lowest figures I found anywhere in Colombia. It sits around 1,900 to 2,000 meters, so days are mild and nights are genuinely cool. Here's the real caveat: Salento only has a small public hospital, so anything beyond routine care means a drive to Armenia, about 45 minutes away. What makes it worth the trade-off is the setting. Your gateway to the Cocora Valley and those famous 60-meter wax palms, colorful balconied houses lining every street, and a genuine small-town rhythm once the day-tripping tour buses clear out by late afternoon. Number 5. Jardín. If Salento felt remote, Jardín felt like actually falling off the map, in the best way. Tucked in the mountains of Antioquia, it takes 3.5 to 4 hours to reach from Medellin's airport, and that distance is exactly why it stayed untouched by the expat wave that transformed Medellin itself. Just over 13,500 people live here, and rents run from roughly $320 to $650 a month, among the cheapest housing on this entire list, though I couldn't confirm reliable purchase price figures, so treat any number you see quoted online with some skepticism. At close to 1,800 meters, the climate stays mild year-round. Jardín is officially recognized as one of Colombia's most beautiful heritage towns, a candy-colored central plaza ringed by cafes, and 2 separate cable cars carrying you up into the surrounding coffee farms. The honest trade-off is isolation, plain and simple. The local hospital, Gabriel Peláez Montoya, handles basic and routine care only. Anything serious means that long trip back toward Medellin. Loneliness, not crime, is the real risk in a town this small and this remote. So this works best for a retiree who actively builds a social life rather than expecting one to find them. This is a town for a retiree who genuinely wants to disappear into small-town Colombian life. Number 4. Santa Marta. Now we head to the Caribbean coast, and I need to correct something up front. Santa Marta is not eternal spring. It is hot and humid, essentially year-round, so adjust your expectations if you were hoping for coffee region weather with a beach attached. What you get instead is Colombia's oldest Spanish-founded city, established in 1525, with a metro population north of 500,000 and an airport just under 14 kilometers from downtown. Monthly budgets here run from about $1,000 to $1,600, and real estate is pricier than the mountain towns on this list, figure roughly $1,826 to $2,500 per square meter, more for beachfront. What earned Santa Marta a spot this high is geography. You cannot get anywhere else in Colombia. Within about 42 kilometers, you go from Caribbean Beach to the snow-capped peaks of the Sierra Nevada, the highest coastal mountain range on Earth. The city has multiple private clinics serving the metro area, though, as with most coastal cities, verify your specific insurance network before committing to a neighborhood. If you've made it this far, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this video reach other retirees trying to figure out where their money finally goes further. Number 3. Cali. Cali is Colombia's second largest city, and I'm not going to pretend it's without complications, because pretending would be irresponsible on a video like this. Valle del Cauca, the department Cali sits in, has documented pockets of armed group activity, and while the murder rate has been trending down, this is a city that requires you to pay attention to your surroundings and neighborhood choice, more so than Medellin or Bogota. Here's why Cali still made this list. Monthly costs run from about $900 to $1,900, depending on lifestyle. Real estate averages around $950 to $1,100 per square meter, and the city is home to Fundación Valle del Lili, ranked the #1 hospital in all of Colombia by Newsweek in 2025. For a retiree, that single fact is enormous. World-class cardiac, oncology, and emergency care in a city where your money still goes further than in Medellin. Cali has its own international airport 14 kilometers out, a warm, humid climate at just over 1,000 meters, and a salsa culture so serious the city claims the title of Salsa Capital of the World, and its dance schools and cultural calendar give retirees an actual social life, not just a view. If you do your homework on neighborhoods and treat the safety picture honestly, Cali offers the best hospital on this entire list. Number 2. Popayan. Popayan almost broke my rule about saving the best for last. Whitewashed colonial buildings, a genuinely mild climate, around 64 degrees year-round, thanks to 1,750 meters of elevation and a double UNESCO designation. Popayan is recognized as a creative city of gastronomy, and its Holy Week processions are listed as intangible cultural heritage. On cost, this is one of the cheapest options on the whole list. Reported monthly budgets run from $290 to $420, though I couldn't confirm reliable property purchase prices, so treat that as rental market data rather than a buying guide. Healthcare is a genuine bright spot. Hospital Universitario San Jose, won a National Quality Award in 2026. Now the honest caveat, and it matters. Cauca, the department surrounding Popayan, has a documented history of rural conflict and narco-trafficking activity. That risk is concentrated in rural areas outside the city, not inside Popayan proper, which has a calmer, more insulated urban reputation. But don't blur the two together when you're deciding where to live. Stick to the city itself. Do your research on specific neighborhoods, and Popayan delivers colonial beauty, near-perfect weather, and some of the lowest costs in Colombia. Number 1. Villa de Leyva. The town I'd actually moved to myself. It's a colonial town of just over 19,000 people in Boyacá, about 3 to 4 hours from Bogotá, with no local airport, which is exactly what has kept it from being overrun. It sits at 2,144 meters, so days are pleasant and nights get genuinely cold. Pack a real jacket and know that some visitors feel the altitude for the first day or two. I couldn't confirm one clean monthly budget figure for Villa de Leyva specifically, so I won't invent one, but real estate runs around $1,000 per square meter, competitive with the coffee region towns, despite being one of Colombia's most visually stunning colonial destinations, centered on one of the largest cobblestone plazas in South America. The quirky fact that sealed the top spot for me: this valley used to be an ancient seabed, and the town's paleontological museum houses the fossil of a Kronosaurus, a marine reptile roughly 120 million years old, dug up practically in someone's backyard. A few kilometers out sits El Infiernito, a Muisca solar observatory older than most European cathedrals. The town square itself functions as the town's living room, with a weekend market and a genuine sense of community that's hard to manufacture in a bigger city. Healthcare is basic locally, with serious care requiring about an hour's drive to Tunja. But for architecture, history, and a genuinely quiet, walkable colonial life at coffee region prices, Villa de Leyva is the town I'd bet my own retirement on. None of these 10 towns are on the billboards. None of them are the 6 blocks of El Poblado every other channel keeps recycling. But each one offers something Medellin's most exposed neighborhoods have started losing: genuine character, a local economy that isn't built entirely on foreign money, and prices that still make sense on a social security check, with the dollar running strong against the peso right now. Whichever one you're drawn to, do the legwork. Confirm the pensionado visa numbers for your situation. Price out private health insurance since Medicare stops at the U.S. border, and visit before you commit to anything. I drop videos like this every week, breaking down the real numbers behind retiring somewhere your money finally works for you instead of against you. If this helped, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you in the next video.